Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Bunny Cat's Oracle, or welcome back if it's not your first time here. Great to have you here. I'm Marianne. I will be doing your December 2020 tarot reading, and I apologize that the readings are a few days late this month. It's just been a really busy month for me. So welcome to the channel. If you have Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, this reading is for you. Or if you're just interested in spying on what's going on with the Aries collective, you are also welcome. As usual, I like to start my readings with a simple prayer, just to set the intention for this reading. And this is a non-denominational prayer. So, I'm not the most religious person you'll ever meet, and I don't really care what you believe in. I'm just saying a prayer to protect all of you. So for everyone who clicked on this video today, I pray you are healthy, you are happy, you and your loved ones are safe and protected, and that all your best wishes are coming true. And I will ask the universe to give me clear messages that you need to hear at this time. Thank you very much. Let me just take a sip of my coffee and put that aside. It's actually not coffee. I lied. It is chicory and carob. It's really good. My grandfather used to make me this, and he would tell me it was coffee, and I believed him for so long, but it actually wasn't. It's good though. This may not be real coffee, but it's really delicious. Not that I have anything against caffeine, but after 4 p.m. it's a little bit much. Anyway, okay, what do we have in store for Aries this month? Please, for December 2020, please, for my goat collective. Is it goat? Or is it, I guess it's a ram. This is like a type of sheep or something. I just think of you guys as a goat, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Anyway, what's going on for Aries this month, 2020, please? What do my Aries friends need to hear? Or if you want to skip the shuffling too, I will put the timestamp down below for the start of the reading as usual. Some of you are impatient, and that's fine. Otherwise, you're welcome to hang out with me. All right, for Aries, please, for December 2020, what do they need to hear? Okay, there you go. I'm going to be doing my rainbow spread again. Really liking it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so in your present position, Aries, this month, we have a Queen of Cups. We have a Knight of Pentacles. And we have the 8 of Pentacles. And we have the 9 of Pentacles. Wow. Okay. Well, this is really, really lovely energy in the present. Queen of Cups, if this is your energy, this is really just making me think of some really good feelings. Tends to be associated with an imaginative woman. Of course, this reading, it will apply to people differently. So you may not be a woman, but you may be just really kind of in your feelings this month. And, enjoying your place at home, maybe doing a lot of daydreaming, maybe even doing something kind of artistic. Money is looking really good for you this month, because at the top of this line here, we have the 9 of Pentacles. One of my favorite cards in the tarot, if I haven't said so already. This is a card of financial independence as opposed to the 10 of Pentacles. So it's money you made yourself, right? Like you've been working for this and you are the ruler of your own world. So I like that a lot. It's a card of luxury, having everything you need. So you may be really just like enjoying yourself in your space this month and what you've built and what you're continuing to build, because down here we have the Knight of Pentacles and we have the 8 of Pentacles. So is it the 8? Yeah, it is. It's kind of hard to see the number here. So the Knight of Pentacles is about somebody who is working on something kind of slowly but surely and steadily. It's a very persistent vibe. So I feel you're still building something, but you've obviously started to get some rewards for that and are in a very good position, very well set. We'll see what other cards come up, but this is really good. And I feel that some of you are either, you have some sort of artistic talent or some kind of trade you've been working on. Again, you've definitely started to see some rewards, but the 8 of Pentacles says there's even more rewards right around the corner. So just to keep working. So I like this a lot. Let's look at your recent past. We've got the, I guess that's the 2. No, I'm sorry. This is the 3 of Pentacles, the 9 of Cups, the 5 of Swords, And we have the Six of Cups at the top. I also love this card. It's so cute. So this is actually the card. It talks about soulmates, people from the past you may have reconnected with recently, or maybe someone in particular. So it could be a love, but it could also be a good friend. And for some of you, it can even be a hobby. Like it can be a dream that you had when you were younger. There may be something that you do and it makes you feel like you're a little kid again, or a little kitten. This is the cat tarot again, of course, obviously one of my favorites. So some of you may have reconnected again with a person or a place or a hobby or something from the past, right? And it's something that felt like a dream come true with this wish card right in the middle, the Nine of Cups. Very fortuitous. So again, it's going to apply to people differently. So I'll try to give you a bunch of meanings and you can see, what resonates with you. But something that you've reconnected with recently or someone has felt like a dream come true. Maybe why you're in the Queen of Cups position here. It does feel like for many of you, this could be about a talent, because the Three of Pentacles in between these two cards here, this is really about bringing your talents out into the open and showing people what you can do. It's also a card of cooperation. So you may have even joined up with people, or maybe even just like a client, right? Like if you have a talent or a service to offer and you have clients who have money and they need that service, then, linking up with them that way, right? Not necessarily partnering up with them. But it is about cooperation with people in the community, and also people recognizing you for your talent, seeing you as being, head and shoulders above the rest. And then at the bottom here, there is a Five of Swords. So, which tells me there was a bit of a loss. It's not like a big deal, but it could have been a fight. It's often a fight. This is like so melodramatic, but that's why I love these cards, because they kind of make everything funny. But you can see that these cats had a bit of a standoff here, and they're sort of like giving each other the silent treatment. And this one is like, pretty upset about it. He's kind of just got his back turned to everyone else. Seems to be missing some claws too, unless I'm seeing things. But so I don't know what that's about for you, but there may have been a little bit of a falling out or a disagreement, or, like everything's not, fully perfect, but on the whole, things seem to be going really well for you. Let's look at your near future. I will get clarifiers later as well. And when we have all the cards down, we'll see how they kind of like play out together. We may get some different meanings that way. We have the Death card here, and we have the Ten of Swords, and we have, what is this? This is the Four. I always mix this one up with the Nine. Is the Four of Swords, but it's reversed. And we have the Ten of Wands at the top. So there's some kind of big change. We got two tens here. So definitely some sort of cycle is ending for you. Death, again, it's not about dying. It's about change. Some of you may be literally cleaning up your act. We have a vacuum cleaner here, which is like basically a terrorist if you have cats, right? They hate the vacuum cleaner. But after the vacuum cleaner comes through, everything is better because the room has been cleaned up and the dust is dealt with and all the fur and all that, right? So it's usually a change for the better. But some of you actually may be like, it may be a change of relationship. You may be going through a breakup. Some of you, you could be leaving a job. Some of you could be moving, literally, not necessarily. But there's some kind of change. There's definitely an ending of a cycle. And it feels like you are putting some burdens behind you. So the Ten of Wands talks about having, like, feeling like a heavy burden, feeling like you have a lot to do, or it's just like a difficult time. There's just like a too much going on. Ten of Swords is like difficult times, not so much about the burdens, but it's about like your interpersonal relationships. And this could actually have to do with the Five of Swords, because it's the same suit, right? So there could be somebody in your midst that, you haven't really been fully getting along with. They may have betrayed you. They may have been, lying to you or talking behind your back, and you would be putting an end to this cycle. So the good news about this card, is that it's an end of a difficult cycle. So even though it's kind of a painful ending and it could leave you feeling a little battered and bruised and, a little bitter, the good news is like you can move forward now. You can start a brand new cycle, right? After the Ten of Swords, we would get the Ace of Swords. Would be numerologically linked, right? Because the 10 is 1 plus 0, which adds up to just 1, right? And the Ace of Swords is all about truth and clarity. So once you get that truth and clarity about a situation, or, for those of you that it's about a person in particular, it's like you can't really forget it, and some things you can't really move on from. Sometimes you just have to put people and places behind you, right? So I would see you doing that. I don't usually take reversals in my general spreads, but Four of Swords is about rest. So for some of you, you may be needing to rest and recover in some way. For others, now please take it how it resonates for you. It is reversed, so it may be the opposite of that. It may be that you've been resting for a little too long and you kind of need to just kind of get a move on, or start picking yourself back up again. Some of you could have even been dealing with a little bit of depression and it's kind of lingering, and you need to kind of force yourself, out of that phase, if you can. Let's look at what is hidden to you this month. This is sort of a little further into the future, or things or people around you that you're not aware of. We have the Five of Wands. We have the Seven of Pentacles. We have the Five of Pentacles, and we have the Four of Wands. Okay. Interesting. Okay. 2 fives here. I feel like, for those of you who are going through some sort of big change, as we saw with the 2 10s, it's uncomfortable. I guess that's the best way that I can put it. 2 5s tells me it's like, it's a little bit of a struggle. Like maybe you may be a little bit at war with yourself or with the people around you, or even just feeling like resistant. It's not an easy change, right? 5 is the number of man, and it talks about just those struggles that accompany, being human. So maybe a little bit of jealousy or competition around you. You may not even be aware of. There may also be a feeling, a little bit of like being kind of on your own in a way. Or that somebody is kind of leaving you feeling a little bit abandoned. But with the Five of Pentacles, it's like, it's kind of in your head. It's like you feel that way temporarily. You think you're all on your own, that you're left out in the cold, but there's always like some support available. And we see in this card, we have 2 cats that are there for each other, no matter what the future may bring. They are, these 2 cats are going to help each other. So I get the feeling there's at least 1 or 2 people in your corner who will be there for you through thick and through thin. So if you find yourself feeling a little melodramatic, like, oh, nobody cares about me, I'm all on my own now, but especially if you're going through a breakup, because that's definitely how I always feel if I think I'm going through a breakup, and it's never really real. It's kind of in my head, but there's a little bit of melodrama here. So it may just be something to be aware of. 7 of Pentacles shows that there's a little bit of a work challenge ahead. It's nothing that you can't meet or overcome. And I say that especially because at the top of this line here, I have the Four of Wands. And the Four of Wands is a very, very fortuitous card. So even though there's a little bit of like kind of difficult looking situations here, you do have this lovely Four of Wands. Again, you also have this, 9 of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups, and 9 of Cups. Like there's enough positive cards in here that are telling me that like the sun is coming up, as we see in the Death card. Even though you may be through a difficult period, I think things are actually going very well for you. This is a card of increase, of promotion, of leveling up. It's very fortuitous for any area of your life. So this card is sometimes associated with marriage, the idea that these 2 people kind of walk through these 2 pillars here, sometimes known as the 1111 portal. And when they come through, they're on the other side, they're different somehow, right? Can be a graduation. It's also known as the honeymoon card. So you don't have to be actually getting married, but you may be stepping into a period in your life where you're actually starting to feel like everything is good. You know what? I have everything I need. I'm in a new position. I'm recognizing that I'm in this new position, whether that's in your relationship or in your work. People are seeing you as having leveled up somehow, and you're able to actually enjoy yourself. It's in number 4 as well. So that's also about balance and putting down roots, as symbolized by these 4 pillars here. So, despite any difficulties you may be going through, or even, imagining, I do think that you will find yourself feeling like, you know what, I have everything I need. I can kind of chill for a bit. Everything is good in the hood kind of thing, right? So a very good omen there. I'd like to look at now what's motivating you this month. We have the High Priestess, ooh, and we have the Lovers. Oh my goodness. Some of you could be thinking about a Pisces in a romantic way, or vice versa. You could be thinking about a Gemini. The Lovers is the card of Gemini, and having like an intuition about them. But Definitely the card of Pisces is here. And we have a 2. Okay, so we have a 2 of Pentacles. Now, this is about juggling. I can't help but feel like some of you are maybe juggling 2 people or 2 jobs. And there's this feeling like something has to give. Like one of them has to go. And if you have, for example, a Pisces on your mind, a Queen of Cups could be associated with Pisces, or another water sign, right? Or just, a female or lover who is very creative, very beautiful, very much in touch with their feminine side. Not necessarily the most practical person, but it could be a man or a woman, right? And a man could be a queen as well, right? In their feminine energy. Please take it however it resonates with you. And so if this resonates with you, this part here, I feel you're motivated by wanting to impress a lover, or maybe wanting to make things right. It's almost like there's some changes that need to happen in your life so that you can even be available for this person, right? Some of you are like in a relationship with somebody else and interested in someone else. Or for others, you may be interested in someone who is juggling 2 people. And so the feeling is, okay, I either have to let this go, or I have to make it known that, I'm here for this person, and so that they'll let their relationship go and go with me. Okay, so hopefully that doesn't resonate with everyone, because that sounds like really complicated. This is like an episode out of Days of Our Lives here. Another thing that could be happening. Okay, another interpretation here too is about balancing 2 things, right? This is really the card of the juggler. I'll actually let you look at it and decide what you think it means to you. But we often have somebody that's just trying to juggle a lot of responsibilities. So it doesn't have to be 2 people. It can be 2 jobs. It can be your work life and your home life, right? There could be a lot going on, in both of those areas right now, and you're kind of being stretched really thin. It could be that you are paying very close attention to your finances, right? That there's a lot of ups and downs. But it's not a bad card. It does say, you are able to meet your responsibilities. But depending on the nature of this, you may feel like it's too much, that one thing has to give, right? I feel like one thing has to give here because there's a lot of ending cards here. And then, there's some people here, and there's this like person from the past. And I can't help but think that some of you are trying to juggle people. And that's not really the way to a happy relationship. I mean, if you want to be in a polyamorous relationship, you do you. I'm not judging. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it, having done it. But generally speaking, people who love you and want to be with you don't want to have to deal with other competition, to get to your heart. We generally only see 2 people coming through the 4 of Wands, although in this position, we just see 2 cats trying to eat the flowers because it's the cat tarot. But it is what it is. Love is definitely on your mind this month. And this is really lovely because we have the sun shining here and we have the moon shining. So it's like, I feel like you're thinking about this person in the night and you're thinking about them during the day. Like it's just the kind of, they're maybe just always in your thoughts. But for those of you who aren't thinking about a lover, even just having the presence of the lovers in your spread is a good omen. Like, as you can see, the sun is shining. These cats are very, very happy. It is very much a feeling of the honeymoon stage, right? Which is like a similar meaning as the 4 of Wands. We also have the sun getting ready to come up in the death card here. So it is a fortuitous omen. It can also talk about these people that you meet kind of unexpectedly when you're going about your business and running your errands and such. Fortuitous run-ins and, what do you call it? Coincidences, people you meet like through coincidence, that kind of thing, right? So very cool. Let's look at some advice cards, and then I'm going to get into the clarifiers. That's the fun part. I don't know. It's all fun. I love reading tarot, which I've been kind of doing all day today. It's like really yucky out today. I live in Toronto, and we're having one of these classic Toronto winter days where like it snowed, but then it got too warm for the snow. So everything just kind of melted and it turned into this sort of gray slush, and the sky is just gray. And anyway, it's really not appealing. It's a great day to stay inside with some candles lit and reading some tarot and drinking some coffee or fake coffee. Geez. So, okay, here we have the King of Pentacles. We have the 5 of Cups. We have the 2 of Cups. All right. Okay. So this is saying, first and foremost, you really just need to focus on your money, on your business. King of Pentacles is my sugar daddy card. And this one is great because this is this big cat with his head in the treat jar. Like, The idea is that he's getting all the treats, right? And it's also somebody who is very generous and very much supportive of his family or those that he looks out for. And you could be a female and be in this energy too, right? So it's saying, like, look out for your responsibilities. Obviously, take your work seriously. That is where your focus should be. There is a feeling of emotions, like difficult emotions, difficult changes, a little bit of melodrama, some things maybe in your mind seeming worse than they actually are. This is, I think, the third 5 that I pulled, if I'm not mistaken, unless there's another one somewhere. Oh, no. Oh, gosh. There are, 1, 2, 3. There are 3? 4. There are 4 5s now. Okay. So yeah, you got all the 5s here. The only 5 missing is the Higher Arcana, the Hierophant card. So it's like the feeling of difficult changes, right? But this card is telling me, like, your life is not so difficult right now. You're making it more difficult. You're not that I'm not putting anybody down for having emotions. That's real, and we all got to, feel the things as we do. But it seems like on the whole, things are going really well, and you just need to kind of focus on your responsibilities and be clear. And but it's emotional and it's difficult. And like this card here is about grief, the 5 of Cups. This cat really needs to just focus on what's ahead of him, which is 2 cups that are upright and have treats in them, as opposed to these 3 cups back here. It's actually an interesting drawing, because usually in this card, like in the Rider-Waite Tarot, for example, we would see 3 cups that are turned over and the person focusing on those, and then 2 cups upright behind them. The idea being that they're focusing on the wrong things. But in this card, it's actually reversed, because this cat is facing the 2 upright cards. And then we see in the background, there's this calendar, and there's a bridge in the picture, and the bridge is supposed to represent like an opportunity to bring you to somewhere that you need to go, if only you would just look at it, right? And the idea with this card is that sometimes people are focusing a little too much on everything that has gone wrong, and they really don't have their eyes open to what is going right, right? So you may have, like, 2 really great relationships in your life that you're not even considering, you're not even thinking about at the moment, because you're so focused on 3 things that have gone wrong, or 3 people who have left your life, or even just 1 person who has left your life, and you're just kind of grieving them, right? So I'm not here to say like you shouldn't be allowed to grieve or feel your emotions, like, because I'm all about that, right, in your time. But this card generally shows up when you just have spent a little too much time grieving what has gone wrong, and you need to focus on what's going right, or how can I make this go right? Right? Maybe there's something you need to fix, and rather than focusing on the problem, you need to get to work on the solution, And it seems to be in the area of love. We have the 2 of Cups here, which doesn't surprise me, because we had the 6 of Cups earlier. Maybe I should do a love reading for you guys later in the month. I think I might, actually. I feel like just doing the readings once a month is not enough, but then I don't really have the time to do the readings like every week. But I'll probably do a bonus reading later this month. Then maybe we'll do a love reading, which I don't typically do, but it feels like you guys could use one. But anyway, this is general, so take it how it resonates, please. Let's get some clarifiers here. Just for fun, I'm going to shuffle these playing cards, my trusty little unicorn cards here, and I'm just going to see where they fall, because I don't actually have the room in this spread today to do the whole fan out thing. So I'm just going to shuffle. We're just going to see what comes up. Okay, we got a 9 of clubs here. Where's this guy going? He's going right here. Okay. It came right out. So this would be like equivalent to the 9 of Wands, in between the 10 of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so this is the card of don't give up. Don't give up. It's the card of the Wounded Warrior, and it's also a card of strength. It's like it feels like whatever you're doing, whatever you're working on, you're almost at the end. You may be feeling really exhausted. You may be asking yourself, like, can I actually do this? And it's leading into the 10 of Swords. So it feels more like, the end of a relationship rather than the end of a work project. But again, take it how it resonates. But it feels like there's a part of you that's almost ready to give up. And this card is saying, like, don't give up. You're almost at the end. Once you get past this 10 of Swords, you put this difficult period behind you, you're going to feel much, much, much better. Like, you're going to be able to enjoy the scenery, like these cats and the 4 of Wands over here, right? So don't give up, Aries. if that applies to you. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Oopsie. Okay, this one fell here too, but it's more like this way. Oh, this is actually the same card. Seven of Pentacles, right? Is it? Yes, it is. Okay. Still getting used to the numbers on these cards here. Seven of Diamonds would be equivalent to the Pentacles. So again, and it's very fortuitous. It's actually even more fortuitous in the cartomancy meeting because it's a red card. And this card says, any challenges that you had in the past can be overcome. So you don't need to like beat yourself up about them. And any challenges you meet in the future can be overcome. Okay. So don't be scared by a work challenge or another challenge that come up. You are perfectly capable of meeting that challenge. You have absolutely everything you need to be successful. Okay. Even if it's, difficult sometimes. Let's see what else, just for fun. I'm going to move these around so they don't just fall on those cards in the middle. Oh my God. Okay. Okay. All right. This guy came up here. Five of Pentacles on top of the Nine of Pentacles. So I feel like, Aries, you may be worrying about money a little bit more than you need to. It's kind of like, you're in the Nine of Pentacles, which is great, right? It just tells me that you actually have everything you need. You have more than enough. But in your mind space, you're kind of worrying about it. And it's kind of saying like, don't worry, don't worry, because it's okay. And even if you weren't okay, again, like this, in the cartomancy meaning, it's about supportive relationships. It's saying like you have at least one or two people in your corner that will be there for you through thick and through thin. And, if worse came to worse and you had to ask for help, you could ask for help. There is help available. It would just be about your pride. But I don't even think that you're going to get to that point because you're, like I said, you're in the Nine. You're doing good. So, okay, let's see what else. What else for my Aries friends? Oops. Okay. Oh, now we have a 5 here. Don't give up. And this is about a fight. So like, don't give up the fight. I don't know. That means something for somebody. Don't give up the fight. You had this card too. 5 of Spades, 5 of Swords. I feel like there may be, and it may have been something that happened recently. That's sort of like, it feels like unfinished business somehow. Like you may have gotten a fight with somebody and you tried to say your piece and they were just like, I'm done with you. They kind of made it seem like you lost the fight or something, or they weren't willing to hear you, but it's like what you had to say actually matters. And maybe that person needs to listen and you feel like you still want to say it and you're not getting the opportunity to. So don't give up the fight, stick up for yourself. And I just feel like this situation is about to end. It goes right into the Ten of Swords. It's not good, but that's not going to apply to everyone. So whatever. Let's not focus on that too much. What else, please, for my Aries friends? Anything? Oh God. Okay. I'm making a mess. Okay. All right. Right. Okay. Well, Ten of Swords and the Two of Cups. I'm going to try to put all the other cards back because now I've made a mess. Oh goodness. All right. Obviously I did have too much coffee today. My hands are shaking. But yeah, so that kind of came here. So it feels like, okay, this may be specific for some of you, but it feels like the challenge is about a love relationship ending. It feels like that in itself is a challenge. Some of you may be like living with somebody else and it seems like you're never gonna get out of this situation because you're so intertwined, or maybe you need to divide up property, or you're in a pandemic and you need to maybe go find a new place to live, or they do, and that just feels like this insurmountable obstacle. But it's not insurmountable. It's for the best, and it won't be that bad once you get started. It's like you're making it worse in your head than it needs to be. But there's definitely a change here and an ending, and it's with regards to love, and it will feel very challenging, but you will be fine. You will be fine. You're making it worse than it needs to be. And for those of you that this applies to, it's for the best, right? It really is for the best. Like if your relationship needs to end, it needs to end. There is somebody else out there that is meant for you. And if you're not able to work it out with your current partner, then that's not the person, right? If you are in a really great relationship and you're not having all these fights and you're not thinking about leaving them constantly and racking your brain about it, then this is not for you. So please don't let this message freak you out. Please remember that tarot cards are just for entertainment, and this reading will resonate with some people and not with others. So I'm not here to tell you to leave a perfectly good relationship if you have one, okay? But if this is hidden home with you, then you know who you are and you know what you need to do. So dramatic. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Who's this? Okay. Wow. Okay. Oh my gosh. Well, this is the unicorn card. So one of my favorites, you can see that it's unicorn on both sides. And I left this in the deck because it's sort of like a magician card or like a star card. I actually think of it as a bit of both because we have 8 stars on top of the unicorn, and a unicorn is like this magical, mystical creature, right? So something out of the blue, something that you would not expect. It's like a wild card, right? And it's landing right on top of the lovers, which again, this line here was about what's motivating you. So I feel like you have a lover on your mind, and there could be something really unexpected happening there. It could be like, it's almost like this person feels like a wish come true. It feels like you are wishing for this person and you've almost given up on them. You feel like maybe you're giving up, like maybe it's not going to work out. But I think some of you would be pleased to know that this person really actually does, have feelings for you. You could be really surprised by what develops here, or there could be something shocking happening here. But it's a wild card, right? So anything can happen. Anything can happen. So that's exciting. I actually kind of want to end it there because that feels really good. Would love to know if any of this hits home with you. I mean, if it doesn't, thank you for hanging out with me anyway, because it's always nice to have you guys here. I mean, I hope it helps or is at least entertaining, but like, I don't expect this to kind of resonate with everyone. I mean, they're just cards at the end of the day, right? But yeah, if you want to, tell me about any of this, how it hits home with you, I'd love to hear about it, but there's no pressure, of course. I'd like to get just a few oracle cards just to like close out this reading. This is the Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron Reed. Let's see, what do we have for Aries? Any messages, please? Oops, this one fell right on my lap. Flexible. Oh, I like it. I like it. And actually, I'm just going to take that one. I like this. I've never actually seen this card before, but I did circus arts for 9 years, so this sort of resonates. We had to do stuff like this all the time. But you see this little acrobat like balancing on an egg, and then there's like a face on the egg. And then there's this sort of, I don't know, like flag type of situation up here. It feels like there's a big win available for you. It feels like this egg is representing something special. And it feels like these flags are telling me there's some sort of victory to be had, but you will need to be flexible. You're going to need to be flexible. You're going to need to keep an open mind. For those of you who are thinking about moving, like it may be about flexible about your choices, right? It may be flexibility with regards to your work or how you work or how you get things done, right? There's some flexibility needed here for your life, or whatever challenges that you are going through. Again, if it applies. Actually, I'm going to get another card. I did animal cards for everybody else I did the readings for this month, so I'd like to get an animal card or two for you. We'll just see if anything comes up for Aries. And then I will let you get on with your lives. Okay, for Aries, please. We have the Earth Room. Okay. And then we have whatever this is. Okay. Wow. Okay, cool. Really cool. Okay. I will just take those two. All right. So Earthworm is beginner energy. It's like such a simple creature, right? It's also kind of blind. Like earthworms don't have eyes, and they just kind of eat dirt and they just move through the darkness. But they somehow know where they need to go, which is really cool. The Phoenix is like really not beginner energy. The Phoenix is somebody that is rising from the ashes. This is considered a spirit card. And so it's like another mystical creature, which now you have two of, right? Because you had this unicorn over here. So I feel like in one way, it's like you feel like a beginner again, like you're starting anew. Also, this looks like a 0 to me. So it's like a whole new period, but you're not really at this beginner level because you're a Phoenix. You're somebody who has kind of been through the fire or is going through the fire right now. Some of you could be going through some massive transformation. Again, this fell like right on top of the Death card, right? Which is my card of transformation. But this Phoenix rises from the ashes and begins anew. So you have a chance at a new beginning. After this massive transformation, which may feel uncomfortable and unpleasant, and like it may feel like the world is ending, but what is actually happening is another world is beginning, like you are starting anew. So that's really cool. I like that a lot. It feels big though. It feels big and it feels heavy. And so I want to send my best out to all of you. If this resonated with you, I want to wish you courage and strength and like believe in yourself and trust your instincts and all that good stuff. And I'll be here, if you need to chat. And I hope you have a great December. I didn't even mention Christmas, but if you're celebrating that or Hanukkah or anything else, I hope you're being safe and I hope you're being careful. And if you're not, you know what? I'll be here on YouTube, so I probably won't be going anywhere either. I hope to see you again soon on the channel. Thank you for joining me today, and all the best to you. Bye.